We strayed from the route marked on our map, driven further afield by painted men with savage intent. Tonight, for reasons I cannot fathom, we have been granted a brief reprieve. Our hunters halted at the edge of this marsh, unwilling to pursue. They watched from the trees as we threaded the narrow band of solid ground between desert and swamp. I know not what they fear, but we must brave the unknown if we are to reach the encampment at the ziggurat. Through my spyglass, I see nothing ahead. The waters lie still, and the muddy banks between seem clear. Yet my nerves burn with the unmistakable sense of being watched. There is no one, no thing, but this silence feels alive. We have no choice but to run for it.
Okay, interesting.
Exile is close. Be careful. The Vaal heavily relied on the use of corruption. Their lands may still be dangerous. How can I be of aid?
Another checkpoint.
A shaman and her maul.
Oh fuck.
I need more time.
She hurts a lot.
Too soon. Dead. Too soon.
Basket.
Too soon. Pathetic creation. Is that all? Too soon. Treasure hunters, greedy scoundrels. I like it here.
What kind of stunt was that, traversing the marsh? Have to be smarter if you're to survive. As quartermaster, I'll do my best to keep you alive. I can buy what equipment you find, or sell you what others have unearthed before we ship it back to Kingsmarch. If you disappear in the jungle, I'll also be the one to note your death in our logs. You're welcome.
What a weak, blubbering fool.
Hello there. I'm Elva Valai. Sorry about Oswald. He can be a bit, rough with the newcomers. But he's really not a bad sort. In any case, we can always use another pair of hands around here. Welcome. This little excursion here represents my lifelong ambition. It's not just about finding treasure. I want to build an entire archaeological society someday. Rayclast has countless layers of history buried beneath it, and I aim to uncover every last bit. I intend to call my group the Reliquarians. A bit ostentatious, but the best things should be. A shame I couldn't have founded it a few decades ago, back when my birthplace Oriath was still a thriving city. Thanks to the Templars, Relics from a dozen different cultures found their way to that little island over the centuries, and are now all lost, thanks to the disasters that happened there.
Search.
So you're looking for a device the Vaal intended to use against the Cataclysm? Ah, so that's why you came here. Well, you're on the right trail. The ziggurat on which we stand was rumored to contain a device to save their people. If you want to explore it, you'll have to find a way to drain the city first.
The device.
It's hard to guess what the device inside the temple might be. I do know that it was commissioned by Queen Etziri's thaumaturge, Doriani himself. The project was given all the resources it needed, and the work was kept secret, even from Etziri. As best I could translate, they claimed using it might mean abandoning all they had built. They seemed to view it as a last resort, a way to save their legacy if all else failed. It's not often I detect fear in Vaal writings, but they definitely hoped they would never have to use it.
Doriani.
By their final days, the Vaal were a deeply tiered empire based on brutal competition. Those at the top vied with each other through any means necessary, and Doriani was the foremost among these ambitious and immoral men. He was second only to Queen Etziri herself. Exile was the seat of his power, and ancient writings claim he undertook a vast array of strange projects and sordid experiments here. Some glyphs I have seen are too stomach-churning to discuss.
Etziri.
How do I even begin to describe the last queen of the Vaal? She left a tremendous mark on history. She was intelligent, incapable enough to rule unquestioned over a bloodthirsty empire of volatile nobles, and the people adored her and feared her in equal measure. While writings speak of her as the most beautiful woman in the era, but also the most dangerous. She sought eternal life, and she was willing to sacrifice anything to achieve it. The ruins around you are the result of those ambitions. Sometimes while I'm looting a temple, I remember that everything we find once belonged to a living, breathing person that probably died horribly. That sort of takes the fun out of it, doesn't it?
The beast.
I've heard of the beast. Everyone has. If someone is truly trying to raise another, then they must be the grandest of fools. These very ruins around us are the result of an attempt to control such a thing. This is the only way it can end.
Oswald.
Oswald's a grim sort, isn't he? He's always injury this, death that. Personally, I've never been hurt while treasure hunting. I actually find it rather easy. He always makes sure we have the proper supplies and checks his list for everything 4 or 5 times before we make a move. He also invented what I call the Oswald technique. On the rare occasions he personally goes out with us, he throws a rock at absolutely everything before touching it. Every flagstone, every pillar, every statue. You'd be positively amazed at the elaborate traps he sets off, even in places I've walked through already.
The hooded one.
That hooded fellow over there, he's a friend of yours, I take it? Seems to be one of few words. Oh well, I'm not one to judge the company you choose to keep. Oswald's gonna lose his wits if any more of you show up, though.
The jungle.
Something tells me you're the exploring type. We've got that in common. But some places even I steer clear of. I rather enjoy being alive, you see. Still, if you're feeling adventurous, there's fortunes to be made out there in the wilds. I'm especially interested in all things related to the Vaal. For academic reasons, of course. But a bit of treasure never goes amiss.
Somewhere in this region there were sophisticated canals and waterways. We might be able to use them to drain this lake. We must hope that the mechanisms are still functioning, despite their age. It is the only way to reverse the drowning of this once thriving city. The first step in our search for the secret knowledge of the Vaal.
The Vaal.
It is strange to return to this place of my divine youth and see it so aged and forgotten. When I was here, the Vaal were the height of civilization, and the future was bright. They had their problems like any other people, but I thought I could free them from the moral hazards of divinity by removing gods from the equation. While we are here, I would like to discover whether this ruination is my fault, or whether something else happened to them.
You're the one who waded to the undead embers, eh? Truly you need a guide. Luck's on your side today, friend. I am such a guide. Maybe I can help you survive. Not all tribes in this region are so friendly. You would be wise to listen to me on the dangers of the jungle. Yes, you are lucky indeed. Apus is my grandson. Can you believe that? A young spry thing like me, a grandmother. Don't be answering that. Apus inherited my son's rowdy spirit. Maybe it's a family curse. We have always been the type to do what we shouldn't, like helping outsiders such as yourself. One day, he'll be a great man, just like his father. Until then, I try to keep him safe.
Knowledge is a form of power, I suppose.
The jungle ruins are full of deadly creatures, you know. Quadrillas can tear a man apart in seconds, but at least you can hear them coming. The real danger? The apes that drop down from above. Life is plenty here, thriving for generations. But death always comes for the careless. Everything here can kill you. A snake you can't see, a strange plant, even one of your own. Survival in the jungle depends upon learning the lessons from those who died before you. That's the wisdom of my tribe. And since these treasure hunters pay me so well, I don't mind sharing. Ha! Any place you want to know about, come to me with questions, and I will tell you what I know.
Okay, thank you for that.
Yes? The ziggurat beneath us was once the temple of the sun god, one of the oldest built in the city of Exil's religious district. It was in active use for at least 1,000 years, but when the Vaal cataclysm struck, the city flooded, presumably killing everyone inside. Good thing for us, because this lake is the only reason it hasn't been ransacked by other treasure hunters already. One man's mass death is another man's treasure, I suppose. I log everything here, so I can catalogue the thousands of ways to die the jungle offers. If you can, be sure to write some sort of final entry detailing how you died. The death log won't benefit you, of course, but it will certainly benefit me. I don't mean to be overly fatalistic, but the amateurs coming from Kingsmarch are accomplishing nothing but feeding the chimerals. The most I can do, as quartermaster, is ensure they're equipped for exploration. That's where the real profit in treasure hunting is, you see. I don't go out there if I can help it. I'm the unluckiest man alive. Yet, I'm the wealthiest in this camp. You have to be good when you're trading with the Kalgurans, or they'll fleece you.
King's March.
Ah, King's March. So called by the Kalgurans. They're newcomers to Rayclast. About 20 years now. They're traders by nature. In fact, they've partially funded this very expedition. For some reason, they're very interested in Vaal artifacts. We ship most of what we find back to King's March, and they pay handsomely for it.
Up here?
I could have gone my whole life without watching snakes coil around a corpse or getting pounded into the dirt by a homicidal ape. It's enough to make a girl question her career choices. Still, treasure keeps me coming back. You can't take 2 steps around here without tripping over some old Vaal ruin all tangled up in the undergrowth.
Oswald and Alva.
They make an odd pair of colleagues, don't they? Oswald's the kind to worry about the jungle eating him, and Alva's the type to dare it to try. Perhaps that's why their partnership has been more lucrative than most. They balance each other out.
Treasure hunters.
Survivors, half-wits, and the occasional lunatic. That's our expedition in a nutshell. Used to be, we were seasoned veterans out here. These days, if a newcomer lasts more than a week, it's a cause for celebration. Still, with the Kalgurans throwing coin around, plenty of folks are willing to risk their lives for a shot at the spoils.
Quadrillas.
Apes are one thing, but quadrillas? No, they're fearsome. The Vaal left these lands drowning in corruption after their cataclysm. Guess it twisted the creatures here into something unnatural. Still, I can't help but think 4 arms could come in handy, wouldn't you say? No pun intended.
Bring him back, but
This is my son. When he did not return from the jungle, I feared the worst. But I still had hope. The warring tribes have taken that hope away from me. Curse the Azak, curse the Orok, and curse this day. Promise me, you will not tell Apus his father is dead. Let him remain a child for 1 more day.
Which one? Tomb Charslavs, mana recovery. Left. I'll take that one.
The Orok are truly terrifying to behold. For all their brutality, the Orok live in harmony with the forces of nature. And perhaps they have no choice. But I wonder if we are the fools who believe in these transcendence.
I fear not the elements.
Better to live with nature than to die with it.
Not ready. Where did you come from?
What the hell is this? Okay, now I see. The fuck did I beat this thing?
Patience! Storming arrow! Need more time! Need more time! It's a shame to kill such a creature, but you left me with little choice. I suppose I should talk to Alva about this.
The Vaal use this device to operate the mechanisms in the canal, but we would need a special artifact to power it. From the translations I've made, I believe they were called soul cores. I've never seen an intact soul core large enough for something like this, though. I suppose if you want to try find one, you could ask our guide, Survey. Death gems, blood crystals, or, more colloquially, soul cores. They were made by sacrificing living people and capturing their energies inside a crystal lattice. Some think the victims are still trapped inside, existing in eternal agony until someone drains the core's energy completely. There's no way to know that for certain, of course, but it is rather chilling to think about. These waterways are a series of canals the Vaal built on the upper edge of the city. The Great Matlan River didn't run quite this far south, but they diverted a portion of it for a complex irrigation system. That really allowed the city to thrive and the Vaal to flourish. Oh, I don't fully understand why they created a system that could flood the entire city. Death gem. There's no way to know this. From my understanding, it was a failsafe. A way to make sure their creations didn't get the better of them, or the world. The Vaal really were a very intelligent and pragmatic people, you know. At the southeast edge of the city, there is a large dam. I've spent months trying to find a way to release the outer spillways, but to no avail. Those very walls are what keep the city flooded to this day.
Interesting.
Keep up the search.
So you're after blood crystals. The thing Alva called soul core. I knew you were going to be trouble. Out there in the dark, there's an ancient ruin. Very old indeed. My tribe has spoken of it for generations. We see strange creatures there, made of stone, unnatural, with unblinking eyes. That place? It is forsaken. I would warn you not to go there. But if it's soul cores you seek, then take the risk you must. Be wary.
Greetings. You have found the waterways? Search it for a control mechanism. Vaal technology, at least in that era, was based on engraved stonework and latent systems of channeled energy. It should be operational, even after all this time. Drain the city, and let us see what ancient secrets Exile has kept protected for us. Do whatever it takes.
Hello. Survey has been a fantastic ally to us here. Her people have lived in the vicinity of Exile for countless generations, so she's been able to show us all the most interesting Vaal ruins. The accessible ruins were all looted long ago, of course, but the lake around us has protected most of this city since the end of the Vaal Empire. Death gems, blood crystals, or, more colloquially, soul cores. They were made by sacrificing living people and capturing their energies inside a crystal lattice. Some think the victims are still trapped inside, existing in eternal agony until someone drains the core's energy completely. There's no way to know that for certain, of course, but it is rather chilling to think about.
Greetings. This jungle isn't just alive. It's teeming with things that want you dead. Boars, bugs, ants, and lions. And that's just the wildlife. Fight through all that, and you've still got the undead to contend with. Now do you see why so many have drawn their last breath here? Oswald's a seasoned leader, and I've seen him guide many an expedition. Yet this one has claimed more lives than any other. He puts on a brave face, but I suspect he feels the weight of every loss. He arms explorers with all the wisdom he can, but survival ultimately depends on their willingness to listen. The Vaal have captured the imaginations of archaeologists and adventurers for centuries, leaving little of their legacy untouched. It's no wonder the Kalgorans are paying so richly for what remains. As for their motives, that's a mystery I've yet to unravel. We were warned about the threat of the local tribes, but witnessing their brutality firsthand is something else. No field report can prepare you for the sight of a man being flayed alive, or the sound of sinew torn from bone. The Azak are a vicious, unrelenting horde, and they train their beasts to be the same. The Orruk, by contrast, not as sadistic nor as smart, but just as lethal.